Hey everyone, this is Larry with Today I Feel Like. I have been testing out the Motorola Razr Ultra, and up until today, I've had a pretty decent experience with it. It has been sort of mixed, but overall, it was good enough. But today changed everything for the worst. Let's jump into it, and let me tell you my story. Here we go. So I've been using this phone for the last, couple of weeks, and I have used a lot of phones. I review stuff. I've reviewed iPhones. I've reviewed Samsung phones, OnePlus phones. I've reviewed all kinds of different brands of phones. And I have never once, not even a single time, it doesn't matter if it's a phone like by New or by Cat or by, Unihertz. It doesn't matter if it's the most expensive phone or the most budget phone. I have never once, not a single time, scratched a lens. Not even a single time have I scratched a lens on a camera. Now, I am very, very safe and very particular about how I handle my phones. So I have two pockets that I use for my phones. I carry two phones, an iPhone and an Android phone, all the time. I make sure there is nothing at all ever in those phones, in those pockets, I always make sure that there's no keys in those pockets, there's no change in those pockets, there's no dirt in those pockets, there's nothing in those pockets ever except for those phones. So there is nothing for the lenses to get scratched on except the material of that pocket. Now, what I can tell you is, if the material from the inside of a pocket is enough to scratch these lenses, well, then these lenses suck. And the material that these lenses are made out of absolutely suck. And I cannot recommend them at all. It is horrific. Now, one of the reasons why I'm so angry about this is I've barely had this phone. I haven't even had this phone for a month. And so I called Motorola today and said, hey, I have a scratch on my lens. And let me tell you, I noticed this because I went out to go meet a buddy of mine today. We went to a bakery to have coffee and some baked stuff. And he was showing me a microphone that he had, which I was testing. And I said, it looks like I have a fingerprint smudge on my lens again, because I noticed it yesterday. And I was like trying to rub it off. And I said, I think I scratched my lens. And I looked, and sure enough, he checked it out, and he was like, yeah, it looks like a scratch. Anyways, I called Motorola, explained all this, said there's a scratch on the lens. I barely have had this thing. It's still under warranty. Can I get this thing fixed? They said, no, you don't have the right type of warranty. You need this extra warranty that's going to cover your camera lenses because we consider that physical damage. And he asked me, have you ever dropped the phone? I said, no, this phone is in perfect shape. As you can see, perfect, absolute perfect condition. Not a single scratch on it except for the stupid lens. Never dropped it, never bumped it into anything, never rubbed it against anything. The phone has been perfectly maintained, except for somehow the scratch on this stupid lens. Anyways, he told me it was going to cost $899 to get that lens fixed. $899. Now, let me tell you, I bought this camera. It was on sale for $799. And after I did a trade-in, I ended up having to pay about $300 and some odd dollars. So I paid $300 and some odd dollars for a phone that was on sale for $799. Yet he's going to tell me it's going to cost $899 to get the camera lens fixed. That is asinine. Absolutely and 100% ridiculous. Now, the other thing is that was kind of ridiculous. He said, hey, you could do this, but it's going to void your warranty. You can take it to a phone repair shop and you can have them repair the lens. It will cost you very, very much less. He didn't give me a price. He just said it will be significantly, considerably less than if we do it. He was like, but if you do it, it will void your warranty. And I was like, well, what point is the warranty? The warranty apparently isn't worth a fart in the wind since you guys won't cover anything. So I'm just really, really salty with Motorola at this point. Now, I was planning on doing a full camera review of this phone, but I'm not sure that I can with a damaged lens. But maybe I should still do it, because maybe that's part of the point of these reviews, is to show people how things can go awry when you've done basically nothing wrong with your phone. You know, this is supposed to be a creator's phone, and it is nice that you have the flip screen. You know, it's nice you have the screen and you can have the cameras on the front. I love that, so that this thing will light up when you have it going. Apparently it's not doing it right now, but you can have this display on so that it shows up if it will ever actually show up. And apparently it doesn't want to do it. There it goes. So now it shows up on there. So, but the thing is, it's nice that you have that. And it's nice because as a content creator, if you're holding the phone out in front of you, you could do that. You don't even have to open it. You can just have the camera open right from the little screen right here. Sorry about that. My phone was ringing. You can have the phone on from the little screen up front here, and that'll work too. You can do that. But the thing is, some of the features that you're going to want from a camera as a creator are missing. Like, you're not going to get 24p. Not at all. Anywhere. You're not going to get it in pro mode. And you know why you're not getting in pro mode? Because they don't have a pro mode on the cameras with the camera app in this phone. You would have to get a separate camera app because there is no pro mode on this phone, which is utterly and completely ridiculous for a phone that is pitched to be sort of a creator phone. Most creators want to be able to have some manual controls over their cameras, but they don't have it. Now, if you want to have a pro mode for photos, sure, but not for video. Now, also, you know, not only is there no pro mode for video and you can't shoot 24p, there's also no portrait video or cinematic video. So you're not going to be able to get that beautiful cinematic blurred background that you're going to be able to get with Android phones, like the, you know, other Android phones, like the Samsung phones, or you're going to be able to get with the iPhone if you have like that cinematic video. You're not going to be able to get that because they simply just don't offer any sort of portrait or cinematic video mode. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very, very disappointed at this point. I was already sort of, I was debating last week when I was within my return period if I should send it back or return it. I told myself, no, just hang in there and do the review, give it some extra time. Maybe it'll grow on you a bit. And, you know, I do like the fact that it's small. I kind of flip it around in my hand like a sort of like a little fidget spinner, which I think is kind of nice. And I like that it is small in my hand and in my pocket. But the fact that Motorola just is like, they were just so rigid. No, we're not fixing your phone. We don't care if you just bought it and nothing that you did is wrong. We're not even going to bother to inspect the phone to see if something, you know, other happens. Just screw you. Pay us $900 to fix the cameras. And I'm like, I would just buy another phone if I really was going to do that, because, I mean, that would be cheaper than fixing the cameras. Anyways, I will say this. I don't think I'll be buying another Motorola phone. I just don't think that I will, because, you know, even if I had their extended or special warranty, whatever it is they wanted me to have in order to get this lens fixed without paying $900, $899.99 as they said, it would still be a scratched lens. It still would be that I have this phone that I didn't do anything wrong with. I didn't drop, didn't scratch it against it, or didn't rub it against anything or scratch it against anything, didn't drop it, and I still have a scratched lens, which means I would constantly be worried if I was going to scratch this lens again somehow. I don't want that. I mean, I've had phones, like my phone right now I'm filming with is a Samsung Z Fold 7. I've had this going on, I don't know, 6-8 months or whatever, however long since it's come out. I don't even think about the lenses being scratched. Never even come close to scratching a lens. I throw this thing in my pocket. Sometimes I throw it in my backpack if I'm going through TSA or something. I don't even worry about it. It has never happened. I have had the Z Fold 7, the 6, the 5, the 4, the 3. You know, I've had the original Z Flip, the Z Flip 3, the Z Flip 4, and the 5. None of them have had scratched lenses. I've had the Pixel 7 Pro. I've had just about every iPhone except for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I've had just about every other iPhone, and none of them have had a scratched lens ever. This is the first time I've had a scratched lens. I've had the OnePlus 12, the OnePlus 13, the OnePlus 12R, the OnePlus 15R, the OnePlus Open, and none of them have had a scratched lens. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous that a couple weeks in, by doing nothing but keeping this in a pocket with nothing else in it, caused a scratched lens. I'm disgusted by it. And the fact that they want to charge you more than what the phone costs in order to get it, you know, a lens replaced just seems offensive. So, yeah. And I can tell you, I have had issues in the past where, you know, I bought a phone and maybe something went wrong with it. And I've contacted the manufacturer and they fixed it. They didn't give me a bunch of grief. They just fixed it. And that's the way things really should be. So anyways, all I can say is, you know, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with Motorola. I'm not sure I'm going to buy another phone outside of Apple or Samsung anytime soon. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy a Pixel. Shouldn't even say that. I shouldn't say that I'm not going to buy another phone outside of any of Apple or Samsung, because to be honest with you, when I've owned a Pixel, I didn't have any problems. When I owned a OnePlus, I didn't have any problems. When I've owned budget phones like the new, you know, like one of the new phones, or a Unihertz phone, or a Cat phone, I haven't had any problems. Never once have I had a problem with a scratch lens. It's only been the Motorola. And so I think if this is what I can expect from Motorola, then it's just not the right phone for me. Well, everyone, there you go. That's it. That is my that's my bit of my rant tonight on about the Motorola Ultra, the Razr Ultra. It should be great. It looks like a fun phone. It's beautiful. The form factor, the design, the physical aesthetics of the phone are wonderful. I love the fact you can have all kinds of apps open on the front screen, but the fact that, you know, the cameras scratch so easy without any sort of physical damage, they just scratch just by having it coming in and out of my pockets. That's unacceptable. The fact that they want to charge you $100 more to fix it than the phone actually cost, that's a problem. I mean, I just don't see myself going back to this. I'm working currently with American Express to get this fixed or replaced, because I did buy it on my American Express Platinum card, and I do pay for my phone service on my American Express Platinum card, and luckily they do have phone protection with American Express. So I'm hoping this gets squared away, but when it does, I'm not sure how I'm going to handle using this phone, because I can't say that I trust carrying it anymore. So yeah. Anyways, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this rant, or whatever you want to call it. I'll leave links to this phone if you want to check it out. I'll leave links to everything else down below in the video description so that you can also check it out. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram. And I'm Larry with Today I Feel Like. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and air grease. Peace.